Welcome, everybody. This is Geriatric Talk. My name is Dale Finifee. I'm joined by Harold Whipsplitch.
Oh, Whipsplitch, that's my name.
Hello, Harold. How are you today?
I've been good.
How are your hips?
Good. Just tightened up. The old prolapse has been hanging pretty low, so
I
just winched that back. You know, I've been.
I've heard the knot method. You ever tie in a knot? Put it back?
I'm always afraid that it is going to cause some sort of blockage. But that's
the point.
I just go to Home Depot. You know, I ask. You know, and I ask some.
Go to plumbing section, of course.
No, I go to the winches.
Oh, the winches.
Yeah,
okay.
I find the best way to just take a winch. But when you go to these kids these days, you ask them where you can find a winch. They have no idea what you're talking about. They're like, "What? Oh, we don't sell sandwiches, sir." I said, "No, I said a winch
for your prolapse stainless."
For my prolapse stainless, and I'm like, "Son, I'm dripping all over your floor right now, so you better get a wet floor sign and a mop, or you're gonna tell me where the fucking goddamn winches are." But they look at me like, they're staring right through me.
I would ask to talk to the manager. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, listen. These young millennials, whippersnappers, Generation Zennial. These younger folk these days, they don't understand the good day's work. They don't understand what it is to put on a suit and tie, go in, do a good day's business. You're doing sales on this floor. You're doing sales. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're doing this wood stacking. You should be wearing a suit.
You should be wearing a suit.
You're doing business with me.
You dress for the job you want.
Right.
And you know what? You can't just go in.
Everyone should want to be the manager.
Wearing those Air Jordans and those baggy pants that are sagging past your butt.
Oh, you mean those clothes?
You can't be wearing. Can't be wearing them when you're gonna sell me a damn winch or mop up my prostate juice.
No, because I seen those, those Jordan shoes. Do you know who they're made of? It's not referring to Jordan of the Bible. No, it's the Michael Jordan from basketball.
Oh,
from the NBA.
Matthew Jordan.
No, maybe. He's how do I say? He's a
one here.
One of them.
Basketball players. Oh,
they can't be trusted. They're too fast. They steal. They steal as part of the game. Mm-hmm. They're taught to steal from you. These people steal. These people are taught to steal from you as the rules of the game.
That is the game. Those are the game.
That's the game.
Yeah. You know what? Well, that's why we need more wars.
That's why we need more police.
I didn't kill 20 men in the Korean War to come back.
You didn't kill 20 men in the Korean War. You got a deferred draft.
I didn't say where I killed them.
I said you didn't kill them. You're right. You didn't kill 20 men in the Korean War. That's very true, Harold. You didn't kill anybody in the Korean War. You were busy.
The Korean War was happening.
You were in Cornell, Harold.
I was at certain places along the California coast.
You're up and down the glory holes on your summer vacation. Yeah, Harold.
That's true. I mean, they never found the bodies.
They never will, Harold.
They never will.
It's been a long time, and if they do, you'll be long gone by the time they do, son. It's something we all do naturally.
And you know what?
Listen, time is long, and people don't understand how things were back in the 1960s, 1970s, 1950s even. Or you're talking about when you were back in Cornell during the Korean War, and on the California coast doing your own business.
Doing my own business.
People don't understand how different things were before social media. It was more acceptable to find what we called a fun stranger, a vagabond of sorts, and
people that God forgot.
Yeah, it's okay in a way.
It's God's blind spot when it comes to souls.
There we go. Yeah. It's ones he doesn't necessarily count on. So if you take them and just give them to God, he's very thankful.
That's very true. That's why I feel my time as the color of men is over. Yeah. Like, I'm dripping through my drawers in a fucking Home Depot, looking at a kid who would have been dead deep in 50 feet in a hole. Let me tell you that much. But I no longer have the abilities or strength. They've been sapped from my bones due to osteoporosis.
You've never killed anybody, Harold.
You're right. But I'd have mentally in my mind.
That's fair. A lot of us have watched a lot of war films. I've watched a lot of World War II films that made me feel like I was there. So I talked to my therapist and I said, yeah, the war really, really got to me. And they're like, which one? I'm like, the one in Saving Private Ryan, whichever one that is, because that movie really shook me up. I saw it in the theaters, and let me tell you, they had the Dolby sound. Yeah, that Dolby sound.
Yeah, that Dolby sound.
That Dolby sound will shake you. It'll shake your bones.
I don't know. In World War II, I just remember the soldiers being a lot sexier. Like, they had that Matt Damon, and sure, he's, like, twinked up.
In that period, yeah.
In that period. That was Matt Damon's twink period. But
right.
I just remember the boys being a little bit more prettier.
People don't really
easier on the eyes.
People do talk about how aging is twink death. And
aging is twink death.
I think we all had a point in our life when maybe we was a twink a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had a twink era. My twink era been long gone for a long time. I wrinkled up real fast. I wrinkled up in my 20s. I got the forehead wrinkles. I got the face wrinkles. I was out in the sun a long time, and being out in the sun is really bad for you. Turns out Dale turns into a goddamn raisin when he's out in the sun.
I mean, we do get to see like a physical representation of Matt Damon's twink death in that movie. We see him at the end go from a pert young boy to a sad old man. Right.
It
was like looking in the mirror.
Right. We see a man who is happy to stick his ass up in the air for a few dollars, and he turns into a man.
Put it up like the flag itself.
Oh,
just flying high.
Run it like a flag at half mast, my friend.
Waving there. Got that stink on it.
POWMIA.
POWBO.
Oh yeah, the look that POWs have in their eyes while they bottom for you is a look.
And the look in the brown eye.
Oh, the look of the brown eye. Yeah. They're able to wink like a jazz musician who's playing a mad solo. You know what I'm saying? Just winking at the audience. I know I'm playing this. I know I'm killing this piano. It's a good time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. The 1950s were fun. I got a lot of tail back in those days, and you could get it for $2 a piece. They used to have brothels. You ever been to a brothel?
I was in the war in my mind. Of course I have. I've been to very many imaginary brothels in my day.
Harold, once again, it doesn't count if you've been there in your imagination.
What's real anymore?
that's you know
if
the pain pills these days.
Felt real to me. It felt real to me.
You weren't there.
You weren't there.
Oh yeah. This has been Geriatric Talk with Dale Finify and Harold Whipsplitch. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
NPR will be right back after messages from our generous donors.
Soy Trek coming up.
Hey, this is Soy Trek! Farting on your face with Star Trek. How does that fart trek feel, buddy?
Feels great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just like that cake farts, except it's like sitting on Soy Trek and farting.
Yeah. How are vegan cake farts? How do those compare to regular cake farts to you? Do you remember? Do you have a good memory for how farts feel?
What not vegan farts?
Yeah, do you have a good butthole memory is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean they're all the same.
No, your butthole does not have a good memory if you think they're all the same. Either that or it's just not very sensitive, which means he might be about on the watch.
It's all the same to me.
There, just fucking stick it in. I don't care what size it is. It's all the same.
I guess I don't have much memory for the meat-related ones because I gave up meat eating very, very early in my life.
How early?
I gave up red meat in kindergarten. And
wow, look at you. Wow, hero of the day, everybody.
Red meat and pork, and then chicken later on.
Oh, look at this guy.
And then vegan.
Were you vegetarian first? Or?
Yeah, vegetarian first.
When were you vegetarian?
Huh?
When were you vegetarian?
From I think first year of high school to 11 years ago when I went vegan.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you jerk off on your vegan birthday?
I don't remember when it is.
I mean, you jerk off most every day.
Yeah, so
Probably.
By
pure happenstance.
Yeah. The rule of averages suggests that any of those days can be right.
Yeah. So the answer, I'm surprised, was not an immediate yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure.
It was a day that ended in Y, so sure.
I think it was a Tuesday.
Yeah. We're here to talk about Star Trek, the animated series today.
Yeah.
The 12th episode from the first season, The Time Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What kind of time traps have you been caught in before?
I feel like work is a time trap because it feels
work is a time trap.
I feel like I'm reliving the same day every day.
You are, because you're like a craftsman who is remaking the same product over and over to a very specific specification, which needs to be exacted.
Yeah.
And so, you're the guy who is like.
I'm a human robot.
You are, yeah. You're the guy who's builds a chair, and he builds a chair well, but he builds that one chair.
Yeah.
And he's not. Capitalism won't let him think outside that chair.
No.
You're not allowed to do that.
I do not think beyond the chair.
No.
The chair is not real.
No. The chair is you when you think about it. I am the table. That's what Lou Reed and Metallica said on that album Lulu. I am the table.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good track, man.
Yeah, I think you sent that to me semi-recently.
Yeah.
You're like, have you listened to this?
I
have not.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, because I just remembered the table.
I am the table. I am the table. I am the table. I am the table. It's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that Metallica's branched beyond singing nursery rhymes.
Yeah, it's good they did an art rock album with a really legitimate legend, and they ruined both their reputations in doing so, and then tried to scrub the thing off the internet. That's honestly pretty cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had that kind of money that Metallica does, I would want to do that, and I would act accordingly. When it's fucking sucked, I'd be like, I don't know if I can release this, but Lou Reed would be like, it's my dying wish. And they're like, fine. And so they release it, and everyone hates it, and they're like, oh well, fucking hey, record company, scrub this from the internet. And they're like, the internet remembers forever.
It's gonna be on the Napster. What?
Yeah. Lars Ulrich is not again.
Yeah, it sucks when they want to do some lost media shit on that. It's just no, it's gonna be there forever. But also, it's at that point, they're by the time they made it, they're already millionaires plus.
Oh yeah,
so
many times over.
So it's just
multi-millionaires.
Just take the L and just like fade out of public view.
Yeah, but it's honestly, I feel like the South Park episode actually had a pretty good view on that. It's like Lars Ulrich just needs like another fucking golden grill or something like that, just like a car made out of gold. He's like, he has already achieved wealth beyond everyone's imagination, but he still needs more.
Yeah.
He still needs more. And he's the driving force behind that. And like the rest of the band is like, well, I mean, he's made us as rich as we are, so we should keep letting him make financial decisions. But those are like kind of evil decisions.
It's weird that he's not just happy with what he has. He has more money. He has the most money for being the shittiest drummer in the world.
He does. He's not good. Like compared to like any of the other big four drummers from Megadeth, Anthrax, the Slayer, like. He sucks comparatively.
Yeah, I mean
he sucks.
Yeah, I mean he sucks compared to even like some of the shittiest like metal bands.
Yeah, no, he's really not a good drummer. Like he has some iconic fills and stuff, but they're like easy beginner drummer fills.
Yeah, and then but he's like a multi-millionaire and he's married to Stabler's partner that he had briefly in SVU when Benson was out for a minute.
He's married to Matt Damon's ex-girlfriend.
She was Matt Damon's ex-girlfriend?
Matt Damon's ex-girlfriend.
Wow.
Lars Ulrich is married to Matt Damon's ex-girlfriend.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like 5 inches taller than him too.
Oh yeah, she's tall.
Yeah.
Like I knew that for like because like I used to obsessively watch SVU and then I looked her up and I was like, ew, Lars Ulrich. And then like I never knew she was but she was very tall. Like she was like almost Stabler height.
Yeah, Stabler's pretty. Tallish.
Yeah, he's tall. He's a tall guy. Christopher Maloney's a big guy.
He's probably like 6 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't consider that tall. Like I'm tallish.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I have a hard time with like height because I am pretty tall. I'm 5'8", as most listeners know.
As most listeners know.
Definitely. I mean, on a good day, I'm 5'8" when my back's extra straight.
Well, you should weigh in on I saw a Twitter discussion recently. I think today actually, where they're height truthing Trump. They're saying that he's only 5'11".
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him next to some pretty tall people, and he actually like looks like he might be 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
It could be possible.
Like he looks around my height comparatively to other people, but I don't know how tall other people are, and I don't know how many people's heights are overreported. The only people I know are the ones I've met, and a lot of those are wrestlers. And wrestlers, like all of them overreport their height by like several inches. Only one of them I know is like at his build height because I'm like, oh, this guy's actually taller than I am, and he's built at 6'5".
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but like what really got this conversation going is I guess there's he's in a line with Barron Trump, who's obviously the tallest.
Yeah, he's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah,
right? He's tall as fuck.
And I guess like someone was like measuring the pixels between them.
Oh,
and
yeah,
being
yeah.
Okay, well if we can believe Trump's self-report of him being 6'3", that would literally make Barron 7 feet tall.
Whoa, really? Interesting.
Yeah. So like I mean, I'm not sure how mathematically sound that is. I mean, it could be just like fucking crazy.
Yeah,
people on the
you're no expert. Yeah,
yeah. So it's
I'm
just
no
like
expert. We're no experts.
we need some FBI data analysis like to weigh in on this. But like, but yeah, I mean, it isn't interesting to think about. Like, okay, maybe is he just been self-reporting his misrepresenting his height for this long? Like, who knows? Who
cares? He lies about everything.
Yeah.
Like that would be a big surprise to anyone if he wasn't as tall. But at the same time, he's always been reported as tall.
Yeah.
And so I definitely believe he's above 6 feet for sure.
Yeah, maybe Barron is 7 feet tall.
Who knows?
And that's also part of why like Ron DeSantis had to wear like those really elaborate heels.
Right.
Like,
but he's only like 5'8" or something like that.
I think shorter.
Shorter, you think?
Yeah. I think he's probably 5'8" with those heels.
No, he's got the fucking like the Tom Cruise shoes.
Yeah.
You got the Cruise shoes.
But worse, they don't even look believable. Like, because you can see like his toes aren't actually in the top part of the shoe because like they're just like collapsed in.
Huh?
So you can definitely see where his toes are on the heel.
Amazing. So we got itty bitty feet too.
Yeah.
Petite V.
Well, like it's
feminine walk.
It's like
sound like a lady when he's walking in the room.
Well, it's like a cowboy boot. Like it's a cowboy boot that has a false heel in it. And so like his but like to give the illusion that he's not wearing heels, like there's like a top foot part, but because there's no actual feet in that, because they're all on top of the heel and the back of the top of the back of the leg, like it just looks like a little floppy dangly thing because
little floppy dangly penis.
Because there's no
little ding dong.
Because there's no toes in that shoe.
No,
they're all up on the heel.
Wow, it's all heel, baby.
It's all heel.
He's working in those heels. Yeah.
God, can only imagine how much they cost in his presidential campaigns, like crashing and burning.
Yeah, work, queen.
Yeah, work
queen. Those heels, queen. DeSantis, Ron DeSantis. That almost sounds like a fucking drag queen name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Ron, like or Big DeSantis or something like that. How about that? So. You want to get into the Star Trek episode we're talking about today? Yeah. We're talking about Time Trap from Star Trek the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 12.
Oh, hells yeah.
This is a 12th episode released in TAS, but the 10th episode produced in TAS. And it first aired on the 24th of November, 1973. So this motherfucker 50 years old.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's old as shit. Almost 50. No, yeah, over 50 years old. So this one was written by Joyce Perry, who's mostly a television writer. I think this is their only episode of any Star Trek. They also wrote a lot for Grizzly Adams, an episode of Land of the Lost, an episode of Fantasy Island, and several episodes of the soap opera Days of Our Lives.
Oh.
We have the same director as the rest of the first season episodes, Hal Sutherland, who, after he left TAS, it quickly fell apart. So, we open on a captain's log from Kirk. Captain's log, stardate 5267.2. We have just entered the Delta Triangle, a vast, uninhabited sector of our galaxy in which a high number of mysterious disappearances of starships have been recorded since ancient times. Ancient times. The Enterprise has been assigned to the mission of surveying this area and, if possible, determining the cause of these disappearances. It's interesting that they have a concept of ancient now that they have so many races who are so much older than humans. They still classify things as ancient, which is interesting.
Yeah, it also feels like it's sort of like an unprecise method of measurement.
Right. It's very imprecise.
But I mean, this is TAS, so they probably
it's written for children. So
yeah.
So on the bridge, some alarms go off. Sensors are in a state of chaos and unreliable since entering the Triangle. Ahead of them is a Klingon battle cruiser that fires at them. Kirk has their weapons readied. They fire on the Klingon ship, and it disappears. Spock says they didn't knock them out of the sky, but the Klingons just disappeared. They make a scan and find 2 more Klingon vessels. They receive a hail from the lead one. Kirk has them go to the location of the disappearance while they talk to the Klingons. He tells the Klingon commander what happened, and the Klingon commander doesn't accept it. The Enterprise heads towards the disappearance point, and the Klingons chase after and fire at them. The deflector shields go out, as does all the vital systems, as the Enterprise suddenly disappears. The crew gets dizzy and cannot orient themselves, and Sulu falls over. Not Sulu!
No!
Oh my. The Enterprise reappears in a graveyard of ships from every civilization imaginable. The lost Delta Triangle ships all lost without a trace. Spock says there's a random element to the disappearances and that the meeting of 2 time continuums might be erratic. Some of the ships have been stuck here for centuries. Scotty recognizes the first warp-capable Federation ship, and Spock posits the original crew's descendants may still live on that ship. On the Klingon ship in the Triangle, they spot the Enterprise and prepare to fire on them immediately, but both of their weapons systems are frozen. Suddenly, Kirk disappears from the bridge. Captain's log, supplemental. First Officer Spock recording. We appear to be in an alternate universe. Position undetermined. It's missionary. They are getting fucked. Captain Kirk
That's not till later in the episode.
That's true. Captain Kirk has been transported from the ship by an unknown power. His present location also is yet undetermined. So Kirk and the Klingon captain, Kor, yes, that Kor.
Oh my God.
Jadzia, my old friend, Kor. Once more into the breach, motherfucking Kor. One of the greatest Klingon war heroes of all time, Kor.
And noted Kirk hater.
Has been transported to the courtroom of sorts. They have been brought to trial by the inhabitants of this dimension called Elysia. The ruling council is made up of 123 races from across the universe that dates back over 1,000 years. During that time, many of whom were enemies outside the triangle, but they have learned to live together because, according to them, they must. As a result, any act of violence is forbidden and will be dealt with swiftly and with the utmost severity. There is a woman named Magen here who talks in a really high monotone voice, and it's very fucking funny.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was probably just...
it was Nichelle Nichols.
Oh, was it?
And Kor's James Doohan.
Oh, really? So they didn't have the original Kor do the voice?
No. They didn't.
No, that's sad.
Not the same guy. So the captains are told that under their law, they are responsible for the behavior of their own crews. If they cause violence, the penalty they must suffer is total immobilization of both of their ships for a century. The leader, a Romulan dressed like Superman named Sirius, explains...
I'm very serious right now.
I'm always serious. Get it? Because that's my name. That's some Romulan humor. Enjoy. Ha ha ha. So Sirius explains that their small universe is a trap where time passes very slowly. No one has been able to escape from this area. Back aboard the Enterprise, when Kirk announces his determination to leave, Scotty says that they had better do so quickly because the time warp is rapidly disintegrating the ship's dilithium crystals, and they only have 4 days left. The Klingons divert all their power to the ship's engines and try to leave, but ultimately are not successful. Spock gets an idea how they might escape, and Bones almost calls the Klingons a slur. He's like, those Klingons, those, and Kirk's like, yo, homie, we've got recording on the ship. Not in the official log, my dude.
I'm not trying to be immobilized for 100 years.
Yeah, right. Like, all these goddamn woke Federation policies.
They're trying to silence me.
Spock explains they must link the ship's warp and navigation together. The two ships have to function as one ship in order to escape. It requires cooperation by sharing warp power and personnel to reach the necessary speed to break through back to their universe. The Klingons agree with Spock, and him, Joyous, goes to touch them in thanks, which is very unlike Spock. And then Kirk and Spock take their leave. The Klingons find it weird that Spock touched them, and Kor, the captain, conspires to destroy the Enterprise when they break free of the time warp by using a specially calibrated explosive device in the warp control panel that looks like a pill. Captain's log, stardate 5267.6. We are in the final stages preparatory to making our escape from Elysia. We must make our escape by tomorrow, or our dilithium crystals will be too depleted and we'll be trapped here forever. So back on the Enterprise, a couple Klingons are caught poking around the dilithium room, and Spock escorts them back to their work area. Bones says Spock isn't acting normal and acting too much like a pal to the Klingons. God damn it, he's palling up with those. Bones, you can't say that.
White Bones, you can't be saying that.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, dude. You know, they actually call him Bones because he's white as fuck and always be saying like every day. Every day. Bones, white boy, you can't say that.
Damn.
So Bones says Spock isn't acting. We already so Kirk says he'll talk to Spock. Talking to Spock, Kirk says his recent behavior is concerning. But Spock reveals his palling around with Klingons let him touch Core and learn of his sabotage plans, doing a mini Klingon mind meld thing.
Yeah, it is funny that he doesn't like pass this by like Kirk ahead of time.
Yeah, he's just like, let me touch the captain.
Yeah,
I got this.
I got this.
Let me touch him. Let me touch the captain. Just on his shoulder. I'll give him a shoulder rub. It'll be fine. I won't kiss him on the nape of his neck and slowly move down his back, right into his ass. Slowly start licking his asshole as I put my hand around the shaft and caress his balls with my other hand. I'll move the fernium into the cup of my hands and slowly massage it until pre-cum starts to leak out of both of his dicks. Both of his hard Klingon.
So you're probably confused right now about what you're actually listening to. No, it's not an erotic book on tape. the most disturbing erotic book on tape you've ever heard.
You're just listening to the horniest Star Trek podcast imaginable. Welcome. This is Soy Trek. I am Comrade Britt. I don't think I announced that.
No, and I'm Comrade Pat.
Comrade Pat, welcome.
But it is I did think this part though where it's like the reveal that I wasn't actually being a pal. I was sapping them for information. Feels sort of like those old Superman comic book covers where Superman's doing something really ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Where Superman's like, I have to torture you every day, Jimmy Olsen. and that's on the cover, and you're just like, whoa, why would Superman torture Jimmy Olsen?
And then you read it, and you're like, because he's a terrorist. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Oh, he had a
Jimmy Olsen
reason.
did 9/11. Shit.
Yeah, he had a special reason for torturing Jimmy Olsen. That makes sense. And that sort of felt like
sometimes it's okay to waterboard children.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to waterboard, and sometimes it's okay for Spock to be really creepy and smiling. But you know that we do get to see he did that also in Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
And how unsettling his smiling is.
His laugh.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Okay, so Kirk calls security and puts them on alert after learning of Kor's plans. With the Klingons, they elaborate on their plans to destroy the Enterprise with the pill-sized device. And Kor gives it the go-ahead because he's a dick.
Yeah.
So now the Enterprise and Klingon crew celebrate their impending escape in one of the Enterprise recreation rooms with an Orion woman dancing, which Kirk admits he has seen many times. Yeah. Which, all right, I got some questions for you, Kirk. Why are you seeing these Klingon women dance so many times? Like, is it their only cultural custom, or are you just going to like all these burlesque shows as a single man?
Hey, you know what? He's been around. He's been around the Alpha Quadrant a few times.
I'm not trying to shame any single man for going to a burlesque show. Yeah. As long as especially if you're tipping, that's great. You belong there.
Yes.
But you know, it's also if that's like all you do. Or if like you're a guy who like your only pastime is going to the strip club, there's a problem there.
There's a bit of a problem.
Bit of a problem with relating to people.
But that's the thing. Like they don't have money. The Federation doesn't have money. So what's he tipping with?
I mean, Orions might. Orions aren't in the Federation. I don't believe.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. Oh yeah, you mean he's tipping Orion. So yeah.
And this is also in like a completely separate society that's in the Triangle. So, did you forget this whole episode, Spat?
I did.
What you doing over here? So, as Klingon slips away while they're celebrating to plant an explosive device in the Enterprise's computer room, right after the Klingon ship's first officer, Kaz, gets into a fight with McCoy, who, first off, Bones is like, hey, you... And it's really not okay.
Yeah, it's like good job, Bones, on creating that distraction.
Yeah,
distraction.
I was just speaking my mind. He cut in line in front of me for the blood wine bowl. Mm-hmm. I was waiting forever, and this just fucking like stands in front of you. No patience with these people.
No patience.
So Sirius neutralizes Kaz's disruptor and that aims at McCoy and brings Kirk, Kor, McCoy, and Kaz to their council. Sirius reminds them that violence is forbidden there and says that he should probably place the Klingon ship and its crew on suspended animation for a century, which is interesting that he just immediately takes their side. But I guess they kind of saw what happened. And they're like, okay, even though Bones said, I mean, that's really not cool, but trying to kill him for it, I don't think that's acceptable. They are fighting words, though, so we do understand that. We're taking that into account.
Yeah.
And so because they take that into account, because McCoy said, which, I mean, again, I can't stress enough, that's not cool.
That's not cool.
It's really not cool. Yeah. Even if it's a fucking Klingon who's like trying to kill you and like erase you from existence, like you still can't be saying those kind of words. No. So, Kirk says it's important to get back to their time continuum and says they can do it together, and manages to convince Sirius to let the Klingons go, and Sirius releases Kor into Kirk's custody and makes the Klingons their problem. Which kind of makes sense, because they're like a peaceful society that's stuck here, and they're like, we don't want this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do seem to have complete control. It's just like, they're not worried about any sort of like rival factions rising up. They're just like, what if we team these two together?
Yeah, fuck them. We want them both out of here. Like, yeah, if they can fucking escape this prison, let them.
Yeah, it's interesting that they do feel so enlightened, but they're just been trapped and stagnant for so long.
And it's weird that like there's no subplot or anything of like one person that wants to go with them.
Yeah.
Like no one wants to go. No one's like, please, I want out of this fucking prison fucking continuum. Like,
yeah, because like as they were saying, like a lot of the ships are extremely old. Like
like hundreds of years old, and some of them have only
capable ship.
Yeah, some of them have only known this universe, and this universe can't have a ton of technology other than that what's been transported into it. I don't think.
Yeah,
because otherwise
there doesn't seem to be any raw materials.
Yeah, these ships still wouldn't be like floating around. Unless
where are they getting food from?
They're cannibalizing.
Oh,
the old ships where everyone dies, they're just like, yeah, well, everyone's dead, so
we're going to immobilize you for 100 years and then just like cook them on a grill.
The replicators are people.
That's how long it takes to go through our systems. Oh yeah, I guess maybe some of them do have replicators, but yeah, I mean, and who knows?
Oh yeah, you have like you have like ships that are like the first warp capable ship and stuff like that, like stuff that's older than NX-01.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's like it's when you still had cooks on the ship and shit.
Yeah.
So the plot to destroy the Enterprise is uncovered by Magan, the one who talks real high, while the two ships begin to make their escape, and she's all, the Klingons have hidden explosive aboard the Enterprise. She will be destroyed. and Sirius calls them before the Enterprise reaches Warp 8, which is its blow-up point. Spock and Scotty run down to the computer room and locate the explosive, which is shaped like a pill, very easily.
Yeah.
And then Spock proceeds to eject it from this like ejection hatch that we've never seen before and we never see again, and are just led to believe is like this space trash chute that they just have. And like for some reason it ejects it like far into space before it blows up.
Yeah,
and
there's
shit.
Like no propulsion system seen to propel it far enough from the Enterprise.
Spock just throws it so hard into the thing that it just bounces around until it flies out.
I could see that if it since like in space, like, you know, a simple push can send you, but still like not fast enough.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I mean it would have made sense if they like teleported it off. Been like, yeah, he puts his communicator on it. Yeah. Or not the communicator is because they don't. Have
if they transported something.
Tricorder, yeah.
Yeah, so it explodes harmlessly in space, and the day is saved.
Yeah.
No one gonna die.
No one gonna die today.
So them and the Klingons leave the time warp and separate, with Kor claiming full credit for saving the two starships. McCoy calls Kor a... But Kirk tells him it doesn't matter, and once again, that's not appropriate. HR is probably going to want to speak with you about this.
It's like, yeah, you already have so many strikes against you, McCoy. Like the way you're going, you're not going to.
They can't demote me. What are they going to do? Fucking send me back? We're years away.
You're not going to be able to do your late in life cocaine disco prints that you have in Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
You can't take that away from me, Jim. You know that's all I want out of life. The Miami lifestyle, Jim.
You got to clean up your life, then, Bones. You're doing too many racisms.
There's no such thing, Jim. You know what these people are.
But I feel like that sort of McCoy would not do well in like Miami. Especially Space Miami.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, he would It's like, oh, he would be losing his mind.
Oh, he would.
But then again, that is like, Florida is like where the old boomer Republicans go.
That's very true. No, yeah, I think it would do really well.
Yeah.
I mean, not Miami-Dade is like a lot more left.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, like
but Miami-Dade,
the more south.
But also like outside of like Miami-Dade sucks.
Yeah,
it's like I'm sure like MAGA country now.
Oh yeah. So I guess he would do pretty well there.
Yeah. So the two ships separate. The two ships leave the time warp and separate, with Core claiming full credit for isolating the ships. McCoy calls Core a you-know-what, but Kirk tells him it doesn't matter. They are finally back within their own time continuum. The end of the episode. That's it.
Aw.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked up that, like, again, this is showing, like, Kirk's sort of, like, laissez-faire attitude towards
crime and punishment.
And also documenting and reporting these bizarre space anomalies, because like not only are there people that have been trapped there for hundreds of years,
including Federation members and their descendants.
Yeah, so people they're literally responsible for taking care of.
Right, and they don't bring them back with them.
No,
none of these people.
They don't try. I mean, from what we've seen. I mean, it's who knows? We never see these people.
Yeah, we only get like 23 minutes for this episode.
So, like, I mean, maybe he does like report it to Starfleet and be like, we need to get a rescue mission going, or maybe he just forgets about it like he does with everything else. And so, like, I mean, knowing Kirk, he probably just been like, well, that was fucking weird.
Spock, can you do the paperwork? I'm gonna go jerk off in the room.
Yeah, that's why I like, like a lot of, like in TNG episodes when they come across like an anomaly that they can't, get rid of. They just put up like warning beacons to make sure no one else falls into it.
True.
Which I feel like would be, if you're not
responsible.
Responsible. If you're not gonna like, man a rescue mission for these people, like at least keep other people from falling into that place.
No, it's like, no, well, that was cool. We're gonna leave now. Maybe, I don't know, tell Starfleet about it. Maybe
maybe not.
Spock, take care of the paperwork.
I gotta go to see some Orion strippers.
Yeah, right. Man, Orion strippers, burlesque as they call it.
Burlesque, yes.
Burlesque.
Orion burlesque. But yeah, like it's interesting. Yeah, but I guess that's that's expected. That's what we've seen from Kirk this entire time. But
yeah, so
because like that would be interesting to actually like revisit them. But obviously I know this is TAS. Like,
and so it's not really canon.
It's not really.
It's not counted in canon. No one ever really mentions it in references to Star Trek.
No.
Although I think they should, because like it's got some stuff in there that I think is cool and like underutilized in other stuff. Space belts, some force field belts for space belts. And some cool, interesting worlds. Fucking Lucian, the fucking devil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking devil.
Yeah, the gay devil. He's fucking amazing. I wish they brought him back in some way.
But yeah, like
he's kind of like along with Trelane, like Lucian is so much a precursor to Q.
Yeah.
Very much the same energy there.
Yeah, you know what? Bring Lucian back in Discovery season 5.
Yeah, I mean all the episodes are already written, including one of them is written by a friend of the show, Carlos Sisko.
Hells yeah.
I think the episode is called Broken Mirror, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Mirror Universe episode.
Oh, hells yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of like like Discovery's Mirror Universe, I think, more than I like their regular universe.
Yeah, I mean, they do have better fits. Like Georgiou's, Mira Georgiou's
she's so
fit.
badass. Yeah. I mean, but she's evil and terrible. But I like her character.
And Killy's outfit, too, is pretty good.
Yeah. Tilly's outfit is pretty sick. She's pretty much less irritating than her regular self. Yeah, I like her as bossy and not so.
Yeah. That's why her character was good in Baskets. Like she just played a punk rock street clown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and who falls in love with a guy who works at Arby's who Chip Baskets calls Arby's.
Yeah.
Like he was a juggalo that applied for.
Keep going. I'm almost finished.
Keep going, I'm almost finished.
Juggalo. Well, now look at it. Moldering on the floor there.
Yeah. It's a putrid pile, my friend.
That is a putrid pile.
That's a putrid pile of ooey gooey. Ooey gooey. I mean,
I'm gonna put up some warning beacons around that.
It's harmless. I mean, there's not even sperm in it. There's no diseases. I get tested regularly. It's like
it's burning through the ground like alien spit.
It's basically tap water when you think about it.
Yeah.
Which is why I put it in my water filter. That's what you're drinking right now.
Oh, God damn it.
Again. You drink it every week. It's okay. It gives you extra energy for podcasting.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I talked about it before. I don't know if there's that Love Line episode where a bodybuilder was eating his own cum because he heard it was full of
it is
full of protein.
It is. It's full of good stuff for bodybuilding.
And he's talking to Dr. Drew, and Dr. Drew was just like, "You get more protein out of an M&M." He's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then, like, they hung up.
Dr. Drew, you did a bad thing there because you could have done a funny thing and been like, "That's actually true," and doing it more often actually makes you stronger. It's kind of like a natural creatine or almost a natural steroid.
But actually, you can't be eating your own. You have to eat it from other guys.
Right. Especially high testosterone men. Yeah. So, maybe like ask guys at your local gym in the shower room if they want to provide some cum for you.
Yeah. It's like, "Hey, bros, are we going to bulk up?"
Yeah.
And that's what you say. And
give them a broy blowy.
Yeah. You just got to be like, "Guys, let's bulk up," and then they know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yo, bro, you want a broy blowy?
You want a bro job?
Hell yeah, baby.
But like, yeah. So I guess it is. Yeah, I mean, according to Dr. Drew,
according to Dr. Drew, fuck Dr. Drew. Yeah. I mean, not according to me, fuck Dr. Drew. He's an idiot. He thinks like you
I have heard bad things about him, but I'm not sure. I can't remember.
He's like, he's just not a very good doctor, and he says a lot of anti-scientific shit.
I can see that. I mean, he is like a radio doctor. He's no better than Frasier.
He's a Dr. Phil type.
Except Frasier is at least like his medical profession is talking to people.
Yeah.
I mean, was Frasier a doctor? I don't think so.
Yeah, he was a PhD. He was like a psychologist.
Dr. Crane.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah. Dr. Frasier Crane.
Yeah,
I guess that sounds right.
Yes, yeah.
But like, but yeah. So I mean, Frasier's supposed to be talking with people. Like, yeah, Dr. Drew is like being on radio. It means he can't even touch people. He's not allowed.
That's true.
He's like, they're like, no, you can be a doctor in name, but you can't see any patients.
I mean, he did like celebrity rehab and several reality shows.
That's true. And look how well that turned out.
I mean, I guess it had a couple big seasons or something. I think Meatloaf was on there one time.
I also think Screech was.
Oh yeah, Dustin Diamond. Yeah, that certainly worked out well for him. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Rest in piss, Dustin Diamond.
The guy from Crazy Town.
Rest in piss.
Shifty Shell Shock.
Did he die?
Shifty Shell Shock.
Did he die?
No.
Oh.
Just saying rest in piss.
He's dead inside anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
He performs at the place that's owned by that fucking one band Green Jello, or the guy from Green Jello.
Really?
They perform there a lot. I know a guy who like lives there.
I didn't know Green Jello was still performing.
They do, yeah. They do like tours and stuff, and they've got a couple big songs from the 90s.
It's Little Piggy.
Yeah.
Little pig, let me in.
That riff goes hard as fuck though. It is a great fucking punk riff for sure.
But good for them. They're probably like 60 years old by now.
Yeah, it's an interesting guy who has like this interesting idea about like art and stuff, and so he's had like this basically like an artist commune since the 90s, since he made like millions of dollars on the fucking Little Pig song with Green Jello. He bought like a fucking place in like the shitty part of LA that has since become a really nice part of LA.
Yeah.
And he just has like this big compound where people live, and they also have like a venue in there. And my buddy from high school, Sean Shimmer, part of the band Shimmerbed, I think he lives there or did live there for a while, and he performs there pretty often. And Crazy Town also performs there fairly often, and so he posts pictures with Shifty Shell Shock.
Oh, hell yeah! That's good that Shifty Shell Shock's doing good.
Good is relative.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Yeah, I guess death would be a blessing.
Sean, really nice guy. I really like him a lot, but he's one of those guys who like his pictures are almost I smoke crack coated. Like they just have like a certain like I don't know how to clean my camera-ness to them, and also like a certain like dinginess to them, to where I'm like, whoever took this like is probably on some real serious drugs.
They were just using their phone to cut drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's probably all cloudy.
Yes, exactly. There's powder all over the camera.
Yeah,
big spots. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of this episode of TAS?
They all kind of wash over me.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are good. I like the one with Spock and his big dog.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But like this episode,
and the one with giant Spock was also pretty cool.
Yeah, I felt though this like it didn't go anywhere.
It didn't. I liked that it had core.
It had core,
and I liked the woman who talked a lot like this. Oh no!
But I like how like when they were trying to like think of what this United Nations of aliens would look like. It's just like them just all like sitting in a circle talking all day.
Yeah, just a bunch of white people.
Yeah, just like discussing stupid shit, and then it's just like, okay, well, what else? But I guess what else is there to do in this void?
I know it's and they haven't like they're like it's not important for us to leave. Like why? Why is it not like? Don't you want to like actually see the real universe that like you're from? Like
just get to know anybody else besides like the 12 people that are in this.
We're pretty cool here.
I mean, I'm guessing guess those were just the representatives. I'm guessing there was probably more people,
right? Who might have like really wanted out, but this is like their fucking like liberal government,
yeah.
And like their version of capitalism is completely based on them being stuck in the time continuum.
But also, it's like that. Like it doesn't really address the fact that this time continuum is completely unsustainable. If like they have been there for hundreds of years, they would naturally breed,
right?
And it's just like so they would quickly outgrow their capabilities to support enough people.
No, they could ration that and shit.
Yeah, but like what? Kill people? Kill like?
Well, I mean, like provide some sort of contraception, like universal contraceptive care.
Yeah,
this is the future. They can do like fucking like just like tricorder abortions, baby,
and tricorder vasectomies, like. But like,
it didn't work again, Mr. Riker. Damn it! Damn it!
Your sperm are too strong.
They keep on rebuilding the vast difference like a bridge.
It is fascinating, like. Riker, I mean, technically, I guess he's had 2 children that we know of.
Yep.
But, like, it's amazing that he doesn't have more.
Yeah, right.
But then again, I see him also being, like, a guy who constantly goes in between, like, tricorder vasectomies.
Right. and tricorder vasectomy reversals.
Yeah.
He's like, Crusher, and she's like, not again, Will. God damn it. You don't want to have kids, trust me. It's like, yeah, but Deanna, and like the breeding thing, it's really going. So,
but I mean, we only know like those children that he has.
Yeah,
that for sure.
Oh, imagine how many Ricean children there are.
Yeah, there's probably a million bastard Rikers.
Yeah, the thing about Risa is like everyone is just raised by community there, and so you'll never know. You'll never know if Riker has
kids. That could be dangerous for him because then he goes to Risa and then like they all have beards, like men and women. He's just like
I actually made a meme that was that basic.
Oh, really?
But it was like it was in a Wikipedia article kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's good. Yeah, he goes there and he's just like, "Oh crap, I can't enjoy rice anymore."
Yeah, because he like goes to fuck a woman. It's
I'm
like
gonna commit incest.
Something interesting about your eyes. My last name is Riker. I'm like, no. Nope. Whoops. That one.
Yeah, he starts going to like kind of like how there's like subpar vacation destinations that aren't Hawaii. you know, you can see like, you know, there's like, you know,
like Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, like, and so like, so Riker he accepts that he can't go to Rice anymore, so he starts going to like the second tier, the like the B and C tier like Rices that exist in the universe.
Orion?
Yeah, I can see Orion being up there, but it is kind of you know, I think Orion's probably a little bit dirtier.
Because they have slave women, whereas Risa just has like that's kind of their society. It's like full service sex work.
Well, like the Orion slave women are actually like the ones in control. Like, I guess they went back and changed that. You know, that they're actually like controlling the men through pheromones.
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that being something Riker does, but I could see him also just going to like the Branson, Missouris and stuff, and
just spreading his seed all over. I bet you could get hella laid in Branson.
Probably.
Like just put on a shirt that says like "I love MILFs who love to gamble" or something like that. Yeah, just something like brash and stupid. Or like I fuck MAGA MILFs or some shit like that. You could get your dick sucked.
I can also see the like deeply closeted performing twink market being very big there.
Yeah, you're probably There's the Southern twink, the guy with the little mustache. You know, I just feel like they're, you know, the white man's being replaced, and they're like, man, fuck you, little boy. And he's like, okay, daddy.
And he's really because like he moved there because like, you know, because Branson has a lot of performing spaces,
right?
So like they have like the Dolly Parton world type thing, and like it's like medieval times, but it's like the North versus the South. It's a real thing that they have there.
Oh, really? Like a Civil War, medieval times?
Yes, medieval. It's like part of the Dollyland thing. So I could see like all of the the conservative raised, deeply closeted twinks being there. So if you wanted to clean up in Twinksville, just be like. But
we should like cosplay as John Brown and go to the Civil War thing, just like start murking the guys.
I may have heard that it closed a couple years ago. Let me double check.
No.
Yeah.
What was it called? Like Civil War Land?
Dollywood. Or is that?
Dollywood. Civil War. You should probably close that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Dolly Parton Stampede.
Yeah.
Why did Dixie Stampede close?
Yeah, I can tell you why, because it doesn't make political sense, especially with Dolly's politics.
Oh, actually, this was in Orlando, Florida. Which makes sense.
It sounds like Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could find enough guys to fucking cosplay the South there. Easy.
Yeah. Dolly Parton Stampede Dinner Attraction.
The South will rise again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do you want to know what the feast is?
The feast?
Yeah, like
the feast is shit.
It's a 4-course feast: a mouth-watering chicken tender, whole rotisserie chicken, delicious hickory smoked barbecue pork loin, Stampede's original creamy vegetable soup, a scrumptious homemade biscuit, hot buttered corn on the cob, a tasty herb basted potato, Stampede's very own specialty dessert, left undescribed, unlimited Coca-Cola, tea, or coffee.
Unlimited Coca-Cola
with vegetarian and gluten-free meals available.
So you're telling me they had a two refill limit at medieval times?
Yes.
And I remember that. Don't you think I'll ever forget that?
Oh yeah.
You told me that months ago. Never forget. That's my 9/11.
That was awful. Like that was like, you know, you only have like you basically go through the equivalent of that in during one podcast.
Oh, 100%. I drink so much liquid.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's why the Dollywood Dixie Stampede went under, is because they did do unlimited drinks, and people were just sucking up that soda water.
I know, yeah, they just had the taps going blast 24/7. They're like,
someone's asking for pure syrup, and just like
he's dressed as a Confederate soldier.
Yeah. Give me the Coca-Cola syrup.
I could be that of being that being a very awkward place to be, because you know, like in medieval times, you have to cheer for your knight,
right?
And so clearly at this, you either cheer for the North or the South.
I mean, it's in Florida.
Yeah,
it's in Florida. You can find tons of people to cheer for the South.
Oh yeah, but I mean, but it's just like.
But
funny
imagine if there's like black people there though. That's awkward no matter what.
But yeah, thinking about like, it's one thing, like, they say it online, they say in their private spaces, but then like going to like a large meeting and where
people do crazy shit in public spaces. There's the people who like are like homosexuals are going to hell people in public spaces all the time. You got both the crazy Christians and you got the Nation of Islam shit.
Yeah. You got them all.
Yeah. I mean, you got lots of crazy fringe groups in public, especially religious ones, just like shouting their mouth with fucking megaphones and shit and microphones and just saying like absurd shit that is like daffy and doesn't matter, but like yelling it in people's faces. And it's whatever. I mean, they have a right to do that. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to fucking like yell something in people's face, like at least make it like empirically based and like something that society really needs to concentrate on, not fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
Not fucking.
It's an emotional
the real
thing
Jews
that
are black shit.
That gets people riled up.
Right.
It's a replacement for material concessions and
games. Exactly. And it's I understand these people just want community.
Yeah.
They have no agency in their own life.
Centered around hating gay people.
And so they need agency
or going to Dixie Stampede and cheering for the South. The South will rise again.
The South will rise again. I'm talking about Mexico. They should rise up against the U.S. and destroy us. And
I thought you were going to be like...
United States of Mexico.
The South should rise again, meaning like the twink rising.
Oh yeah,
the
twink uprising, the closeted mustachioed little twink uprising.
Who works within the performing arts.
Definitely. I think that's a great place for us to leave it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Thanks for hanging with us, Voyagers. Be well, travel safe. And you know what? Don't watch this episode.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
Yeah, time travel, whatever.
I remember. I think we watched it before. Like I think you told me to watch it.
I think we might have, and I forgot it.
And then we ended up not doing it. So then I was like, oh yeah, this episode, and I was just like, oh yeah, nothing happens. And,
it's a whatever episode. It's not written by anyone who's written Star Trek before, pretty obviously.
Yeah, and all the TAS episodes are just kind of like,
Most of it. There's a couple of good ones, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a few, but it's not something like that calms me like TNG.
Right. I'm not sure. I could watch it as like a nostalgic go to sleep show just because it's like so low stakes that I don't give a fuck about anything that's happening.
That's true.
It's just a fucking shitty cartoon from the 70s, like a lot of shitty cartoons from the 70s. It's honestly the same to me. It's fucking Scooby-Doo in space. Like, it's, or like I watched Josie and the Pussycats in space, in outer space, like similarly.
They should have put just one day, just said fuck it and put Scooby-Doo music on this show.
Yeah, because they do. I mean, they only use like 4 songs. Like, but they always use the da dun 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 da dun 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 dun. Yeah, that thing. And the music is. Yeah, there's only like, I mean, it is very Twin Peaks-esque in the fact that there's only 5 songs on the entire soundtrack.
Yeah,
but Twin Peaks does it better.
They definitely hired like a musician to just be like, they're like, all right, you got 30 minutes studio time. You got something in you, and he's just like, oh. It's just like, just got this kind of.
I mean, the thing is done in the 70s though, so it definitely has like a full orchestra playing on this shit. So good for them, I guess.
Yeah, but could have used some Scooby-Doo music, sure.
Definitely.
They all run around. They're all being stupid. Why not put Scooby-Doo music on it?
Yeah. So, I don't know. Whatever. This episode's whatever. Watch it. Don't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not that great. But you know what? Whatever.
Right.
But anyway, thanks for trekking with us, soy boys, girls, and other worldly beans.
Hang dong and sucker.
Plant Blanton's is the one you want. Blanton's is the whiskey you want. Fancy and nice, goes good with ice. Blanton's is the whiskey that you want. Blanton's is the whiskey that you want. Oh, Blanton's the whiskey that you want. It's my favorite whiskey, like Comic Sans is my favorite font. Everybody wants whiskey. Everybody wants Blanton's. Drink Blanton's whiskey.